There we go. Stick him over here. Alright, now with the Enchanter pet, if you've never played Enchanter, you cannot control it. All you can do is tell it to leave. You can't tell it to attack or back off or hold or nothing. But if you take a hit or if you get attacked, then the Enchanter pet will start attacking your enemy. And like I said before, charming pets, it's really great. It's just like regular pets. So let's get on out. We'll head over to Commons Tunnel, because there's a soulbinder there. I'm going to be bound there since we're going to be on this continent most of the time. Head over there, and if I can find my way around. Oh, further down. Now another thing about the Enchanter pets is that they're really super weak. They are not tanks at all. Not this way. You'll end up summoning a lot of them because they just die so fast. So luckily Enchanters get KEI at some point, which I think is when the Kunark releases? Kunark or Vilius? I think it's Kunark. No, Kunark might be Clarity and Vilius may be KDI. But with the KI, Clarity, Breeze, your mana will regenerate tons faster. Look at all this. So you got a Magician, Shaman, and Shaman? I don't know. Achievement. That was one of the issues I had back when I was playing before, is that the Enchanter seemed to run out of the mana really fast. So if your pet keeps dying, you have to keep resummoning it, well, you're just going to burn up through all your mana. But with Breeze, Clarity, KEI, and the like, you regenerate mana much faster. Plus, dumping all your points into intelligence. I see a ton of people in this tunnel. Everybody here is most likely trying to sell stuff. They're auctioning off all the different items they've looted, stuff they've created, crafted. And the other half are probably trying to get ports and groups. Where's she at? Is this her over here? No. Oh, it's Froglock, that's what. Alright. Now I don't have to worry about dying because I'll just come right here. Alright, time to head back to Freeport. Continue killing like a villain. Alright, we got our pet here and things are moving a lot faster. I mean, I don't even have to cast any spells, just auto attack and boom. Dead. Auto attack, Boom, dead. Auto attack. Dead. Auto attack. Dead. So, as an enchanter, one of my main functions is crowd control. We've got this spell, Mesmerize, and you get different variations throughout the levels. And what it does, it will stop creatures dead in their place. If they're KOS or Scows or whatever, they will not attack you, but it wears off after a few seconds. I'm surprised it also comes with a memory blur. But normally when you do this, it kind of irritates your enemy and puts you high on their taunt list. But the Mesmerize should have a chance to blur their memory, wipe their memory, and that way they forget about you. So, again, that's going to be one of my major uses in a group. The first spell I got was a damage over time spell, and that's another one that I'll be using quite a bit. Well, mostly soloing. In groups, you don't use much of your damage spells. You're there to provide KEI, crowd control, and haste, and also to debuff your enemies. So, a couple ways to debuff is to use a weaken, which is like a strength, and sometimes it's an armor class reducer. Another way to debuff them is by using slows, and shamans, I think, have the best slows in the game. But what this does is it makes it easier to kill. Oh, you just one-shotted that guy, pretty much. Man. So yeah, weaken is also an essential part of an enchanter's. What am I trying to say? An enchanter's utilization, I guess. Your tank is going to be taking a lot of hits, so if you can slow the enemy, then the tank will be taking like 50% less hits, and that means your healer won't have to scramble trying to heal your tank. So you definitely, you definitely want to get your slows off on every single mob that you're fighting. I don't have any slows just yet. I think you get it at 4 or 5 or 6 around there. I can't remember. But slows are great. It's just the amount of damage that is reduced is amazing. And another cool ability, or spell I should say, is this Tashani. It lowers their resistance to magic. And I think just about every single spell Enchanter has is magic based. And I like using it for pulling. It's really fast cast time, and I think it doesn't take a lot of mana, and I think it's almost unresistible, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it's unresistible. So it sticks every single time. Oh, no. And that's also helpful because there's a lot of magic-based spells that other members of your group are going to use, and to get the mobs' resistances down is pretty crucial. It helps out a lot. And I think around 11 or 12 or 13 is when I get the first charm spell, and that's going to be nice. Unfortunately, I can't have 2 pets at once, so if I charm something, I have to get rid of this Enchanter pet. But that's fine, the Enchanter pet doesn't help out a whole lot. He's got a weapon. The only problem is that every 6 seconds, I think that's what a tick is, every tick, creatures have a chance to break the charm, and if they break the charm, then I'm pretty much screwed. Unless I can get the charm off, or mez them, or root them, or something, because I, as an enchanter, cannot take hits at all. So even though charming is very, I don't want to say lucrative, but it helps out with leveling if you're soloing. It'll help out your group because you're doing so much more damage than even maybe some of your group members because you charm a pet. You can charm pets that are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels higher than you. So you're just charming super powerful enemies. But like I said, every 6 seconds they have a chance to break, and if they break, then they're going to come out right after you because you're number 1 on their taunt list, on their hate list. So you gotta have a stun ready, or a quick mez, or something to be able to stop them, to recharm them. Now, I think I had a couple of people ask me not to charm pets because it takes away from the experience that the group gets because you're using a charmed mob as a pet. I'm not sure if that's true, or if it's true now, or if it might have been true then, but it might have changed now. But charm pets is great. And quest. Take them anyway, got a lot of room. And what was I gonna say? I can't remember. Another cool thing is that when, like, again, I mentioned Lost Dungeons of Norrath was my most favorite expansion. It was the one I liked the best because in that dungeon you'll have wizards and clerics and shadow knights and all kinds, and even enchanters, all kinds of different classes of mobs that you go against. So what I started doing was I started charming cleric type mobs, and even they would do really good melee damage. They would also, I think, stun. But when the enchanter, when my character was getting low on life, it would turn around and heal me. So I thought that was really cool. And of course I charmed a couple of wizards, and those were super destructive, super fun to play. The enchanter class is just really, really, really fun. I've had, out of all the classes, I think I've had more fun on this one than any other class. Oh, look, he's got a shadow. You can see what he is. I just realized that. That's what I was going to say. Charisma. As an intelligence caster, intelligence is going to be my main stat that I want to focus on because that gives me mana, and you need mana to cast your spells. But what I would do is I would stack charisma as much as I could. And you get a couple of charisma buffs too. Now charisma helps out with charming because it also helps out with your mez spells, I think, too. Because there's like every 6 seconds they have a chance to break charm, so they it kind of like rolls a die, I should say, and based on your charisma, if you have low charisma, then there's a better chance for it to break charm. But if you have high charisma, then there's a worse chance for it to break charm. So if you've got really high charisma, then it's not going to break charm all that often. And these pets, they last 5, 6, 7 minutes, which is a really long time. I know, was it the druid pet? It didn't seem like it lasted that long when I would try to do the charm animal. But I noticed that with my character way back when, my Enchanter, I had tons of charisma and it would not break charm all that often. And I think there's an AA ability that is like a permanent charm. So once you have it, it will never break charm. But I think it only affects creatures that are like 20 or 30 levels below you or something like that. Something weird like that. So it'd be fun, but at the same time, it doesn't sound like it would be all that useful. This one's tough. Why does it take so long to kill? Damn. Oh, mana again. So yeah, I'm almost level 2. Nice. So I'm kind of looking forward to this, to getting back in the Enchanter and getting into some groups, especially since I know Lost Dungeons of Norath will be the last expansion. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. And again, Enchanters are widely sought after. It's hard to find really good Enchanters. So, like my rogue would sit for hours trying to get a group and finally get a group. But the Enchanter, you won't be sitting long. It's almost like tanks and healers. They always want an Enchanter. They always want an Enchanter. So I'm going to give him one.